Okay.
Welcome everyone to We Are Endurance webinar series. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Leah Jansen. Leah was a teammate of mine for many years. She's definitely an inspiration to me. She's done some amazing stuff. She went to Kona a couple of years ago, and she's really had a lot of obstacles thrown her way. And I am going to hand this over to Leah. Leah, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your story and what you've accomplished and some of the mental blocks that came in your way?
Great, Hillary. Thank you. Nice to see everybody here. And again, my apologies for being late, so I won't linger. My story is it's very similar to probably a lot of you on the call. Maybe some were athletes in high school, some were not. I happened to be an athlete as a kid, but I didn't swim, bike, or run. I never did any of the triathlon sports. I was a tennis player, a volleyball player, a basketball player. So I had that competitive spirit as a kid, but really didn't do anything with sports beyond high school. I was a good athlete, but that was the end of it. So fast forward 20s, 30s, children, families, all of the things. And now I look up, I'm 41, 42, and I'm like looking to do something, to put myself back out there to be competitive. So I start running. And next thing you know, I'm running a half marathon. Next thing you know, I found the Selden Hills Warriors, and I'm running at 5 a.m. and I'm meeting up with people, and I'm learning about the sport. And I signed up for my first marathon in September of 2015. The inaugural Suffolk County Marathon was my first marathon, when we ran from, I guess it was from Patchogue into Exeter Park. And at that marathon, I qualified to run at Boston. And I said, maybe I'm good at this. I don't know. I really didn't even understand, truth be told, what the Boston Marathon even was, or I didn't know anything about it, which was ignorance is bliss, right? Like the less you know, sometimes the better off you are. So that started my endurance athletic career, so to speak. And everyone then says, you have to try triathlon. You have to. And Hillary, I had never swam a lap in a pool in my life. Late onset swimmer, as I call myself. So that was probably the biggest obstacle, with my fear of water, my dislike of water. I didn't have experience in the water. And I always tease myself and make fun of myself. And I say, I live on an island, but yet I didn't swim. Like, what was that all about? But I kind of, again, get, the theme of today is sort of overcoming obstacles and fear. I really faced a gigantic fear getting into the water. Just the pool to start was a scary endeavor. And then getting into the open water was even more of a panic-stricken experience. So, which again, most of the people on this call have probably experienced. But that started, and I think I did my first triathlon in 2016, I think it was. It was Jamesport, which is such a great race, and probably one of my favorites for that reason. And then I said, I think the following summer, I think I'm ready to do a half Ironman. And I was also afraid of downhill descending on the bike. That's still a fear of mine, although I've gotten much better. But so, of course, what do I sign up for, Hillary? I sign up for Lake Placid. The half at Lake Placid, which, if you're going to do it, that's the one to do. And it was scary. It was really, really white knuckling down the Keene descent, scary. But I had a great race at the half. I think I was sub 6 in my first half at Lake Placid. I said, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not too shabby. Maybe I'm good at that. Like, you don't know, because I had no basis for comparison. It was like, everyone's like, wow, that's great. I'm like, it is? Oh, okay, cool. But honestly, Hillary, I was loving the process. Like, I was loving, as a 40-something-year-old mom of 4, learning a new sport, like just getting together with other people, learning from the ones who were experienced and knew how to swim in the open water, learning from those who were descending on the bike and following their lead, and pushing myself every day to sort of just try and stay in aero a little bit longer, try and swim a little without popping. I used to swim in the open water and get so panicked. I would pop up and go, I can't breathe. I'm so nervous. And then just, okay, go back in and try again. So there was so much of that was really cool. That's probably my favorite part of triathlon, to be honest, all these years later. Oh, here we go. Now I'm finally going on to this. Oh, now I can see everybody. Hold on, Hillary. I'm gonna try and switch. Hold on.
Says it's connecting to audio. Oh,
It
connected.
is taken. Let's see now. I think we're up to 30 minutes to get this thing on. Tell me if
recording in progress.
Okay, tell me if it's an echo. I don't want to echo. Hold on. Am I echoing, Hillary? No. Good.
No.
All right. As soon as I'm definitely on, I'm going to get off the phone. I see myself. Okay.
Okay, your speaker is off though.
Yep. Now it's unmuting.
Okay.
It's just taking its sweet time.
There you go. Now you could.
Yay. Okay. I'm going to say goodbye on this one. Hold on. All right.
Uh-oh. She's frozen. Okay, now you're not frozen anymore, but I can't hear you. No, you're on mute. You're on mute. Okay, there you go.
I've hit the mute button 100 times. All right. Are we all? Hi, everyone. Now I can see you all.
Yes.
Much better. Danielle, Raymond, Monica, Nicole, Tito, Rich, Stephen. Yay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys for being so patient with me and my unfortunate technological challenges. But listen, this is part of life, right? We have to deal with what we get handed, and we just roll with the punches.
Now,
Go ahead, Hillary.
before the call, before you got on, Monica was talking about the swim as well, right? Now that's huge for a lot of people. They just have this fear of the water. So how did you get around that? Like, what strategies did you do to try to, to get yourself to love the water?
Yeah, I love it now. That the good news is, Monica, I love it now, and I don't even think about it anymore, which is, at the time I couldn't fathom. Here are my tips. Number one, find someone to swim with you. Find someone. I had a friend who would swim next to me, Monica, and I felt safe when he was there. Now, I'm not saying, you have to have the same person, but just at the beginning, if you're going on a group swim, which I assume you are, as you should be, asking someone, hey, can I just stay with you? Or can you, like, I felt good knowing I had someone next to me, sort of, and I saw his yellow cap, and he always had on the yellow cap. And it was like, this was it. And then when I would sort of pop up, he would stop with me and say, okay, let's go, come back into swim. So he was like, he took me under his wing. I did a lot of breathing, Monica, before I got in the water, a lot of deep breathing. Like, I literally would, when you stand, everyone's standing in the beginning in the waiting in the water, kind of waiting for everyone to get situated. I would I would get my heart rate down as much as I possibly could. Okay. And I would talk to myself, just relax, breathe. Like, I had to really work at that to get, because your heart rate is starting to escalate. And then you've got this tight wetsuit that's constricting your chest, and then you can't breathe. And then the water's cold, and then you can't. So it was inevitable that I was going to have a panic attack. And I did. I had many, Monica. I had many. So breathing, reminding yourself, it just, one stroke at a time. And I even had like a little, Hillary, at Jones Beach, when we got in the water, and it was so crowded and so rough. And I almost had like a little moment there. And I've swam in so many races. I was talking to myself while I was swimming, just relax, calm down, relax. You've got this. You have to tell your body to breathe. You have to literally say, breathe. So those are two really good tips. And visualization is always another one, Monica. Like, I remember I was driving in the car. It's 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever it was. And we're on our way to the water, and I'm starting to panic in the car. The sweat is starting to come on my body. I'm like, oh, I could do this. I could do this. And I was like, I would visualize myself swimming in the water, and I was calm. And I'm like, oh, you can do this. And another thing I would do is kind of follow someone. I would focus on them.
You ready?
Oh, there's the person with the red cap. I'm okay. And I would talk to them. I go, hey, pink cap, thank you. You're doing great. I'm right behind you. It would take the focus off me and it would put it more on, I see you over there, pink cap. Like I'm with you. It could have been a friend of mine. It might not have been. It didn't matter. So a couple of those things, again, if you can find a buddy in the water that's comfortable, stick with them. Do some really good breathing before you get in the water to just calm your heart rate and get it down as much as possible. Do some visualization on your way to your swim as you're walking, as you're getting your wetsuit on. Close your eyes. You got this. You're doing that. Positive self-talk is huge. And then when you're in the water, again, talking to yourself, you got this. One stroke at a time. Go super slow until you're comfortable. Just get cozy. It's all good. And then follow that person or keep your focus on where you're trying to go. Okay, get to the next buoy. Just get to that buoy and then you can take a break. Or, some of these little tactics, because otherwise we get right in our head and it just goes. You lose it. Go ahead, Hillary.
Talk to us a little bit about I have actually a couple of questions, but the first one here would be, talk to us a little bit about the struggles that you endured to get to Kona, because I know that you had a lot of obstacles in your way, and it wasn't due to you, it was due to unforeseen circumstances. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Because that mentally
So
you up.
Oh, mentally, I was toast mentally. So I qualified in September of 2019. So it was a while ago, and I was all set. I had done an Ironman in 18. I qualified in my second Ironman, which is 2019. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep this going. I'm training. And then 2020 comes along. So I trained all winter, getting ready for 2020, thinking, oh, it'll be fine. It's Hawaii. We're going to go there. This is not an issue. Obviously, that was untrue. So they canceled the 2020. Okay, well, that's fine. I have another year I had to mentally wrap my head around that. I have another year to get ready. Same thing, training all year long, 2021, all through the summer, spring, summer, another summer of training. They canceled it 6 weeks before the race, 5 weeks before the race. I was devastated, Hillary. I was so tired of training and so burnt out. I mean, Ironman training is a part-time job, if not more than that. And I have children, and I said, I can't do this. I said to Hillary, and I have the same coach. I said to Danielle, I'm done. I can't, I think I'm just going to not do it. I earned the spot. That's great. You know what? I have nothing to prove. I couldn't fathom mentally gearing up again to do another year of training. Those winter Zwift sessions are just deadly. It was just, I couldn't do it. So I temporarily was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said to her, and she goes, okay, she goes, I get it. I totally get it. And then it took me a long time to reframe this as an opportunity. Okay, Leah, you know what? You're going to be another year stronger. You're going to be in even better shape. You're going to get better on the bike. You're going to get better in the swim. And again, just like anything else, after it was all said and done, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I had the best race in Kona that I ever could have had. And that extra year, because I was still very new to the sport, was tremendously helpful. But I did have to overcome that initial, because it was more mental than physical, you guys. The physical part was one thing, but you gear up for these races, you put so much time and energy into the training. It's all about the training, and to have them pull the rug out at the end was just devastating. So it was rough. I had some really low points there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
Danielle, you're on the call. Danielle is a runner, and I'm just curious to know, like, some of the obstacles that you face.
A lot of my obstacles are more so really just believing that I can't do it. I get overwhelmed very easily, and wind up and especially if you have done things in the past, like I've done a half marathon in the past, and signing up for another one, and then whatever factors came in that you didn't prioritize your training the way you should have, And then really, like, you can show up and you can show up to what you could do, but it's like an overwhelming conversation to myself every single time. And I just feel like I couldn't do it for a while. So now it's more about scaling back for me and, like starting over again. And that's kind of the hardest part for me right now. It's like, we're not at a half marathon right now. We're at 5K. So.
And that's, you know what, Danielle, that's okay. Like the hardest thing we have to do is just embrace where we are. We have to embrace where we are and say, like I said before, some of the best things about the journey for me was the beginning, learning and seeing progress. Seeing progress is really fun. And that's what's going to happen with you, Danielle. You're going to see yourself get back to where you were before. You're going to watch that growth. Enjoy that retraining, almost like enjoy kind of coming back. Like it's
more, yeah, I was going to say, it's like getting like finding the fun in it again. Like where after you pulling all the negative out of your conversation that you're not where you were. And then just appreciating like the smaller runs and things like that.
Yes. And the only moment you can be in, the only moment that matters is right now, right? Doesn't matter what you did before. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. It only matters what you do today. That's all. That's my best advice for any athlete, triathlete, I don't care if you play football, baseball, is being present. And it's so difficult to not compare ourselves to where we were last year. And last summer I was running really well. And I can't believe I let myself go or whatever. That is just a killer. And everybody on here has done it, myself included. Like, I can't believe I haven't been running. I stepped away from it. Just my life got busy and I'm back. I lost a lot of fitness from it. I'm like, okay, here we go again. But to embrace the journey and just enjoy the small runs, watch yourself get better, and enjoy that progress. Like, wow, I really can come back from this and be better for it. You still have the experience, Danielle, of doing that half marathon. That will never leave you. Your body has physically done that distance. So physically, you're capable. Great. So, count the wins, look at it, what you have and not what you don't have. It's more about that's, but it's so easy to go to the negative. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to start over. And I'm dying just running a 5K right now where I could have done that in my sleep. I know it sucks, but such is life. And that's going to happen again. It happens to every athlete. It happened to me. It's happened to all of us. So you're in good company. And it just, you know what? It is what it is. I'll get back there. And if I do, I do. And if maybe I won't be as fast as I was before, that's okay too. My life is different now. My life is different. That was another window. That was a snapshot. This is another snapshot. Just to really frame it differently.
Yeah, I think it's not only comparing yourself to last year or to what you've done in the past. It's also comparing yourself to other people. You see people, especially on Strava, where you feel like, oh my God, I am so behind everybody, or whatever, like the stuff that goes through your head. Can you address some of that? Like how do you take that out of the equation and just focus on yourself?
That's a great question, Hillary. And I can tell you that I've been both places. I used to compare myself to everyone. I should be faster. This one's doing this many miles. I'm only doing this many. I should be doing more. I should be doing more speed work. I don't even look at it anymore. That's my end result is I stopped going on it. But before I did that, I just sort of said, comparison is the thief of joy. I say that every day, literally every day. It really is. It's true because you don't know that person's life. You don't know that person's struggles. They don't know yours. You can't, I don't know. What I love most about running and triathlon is it's you versus you. It's not me versus anyone else. Their body is different. Their life is different. Their job is different. Their family obligations are different. They may be able to run 20 miles every Sunday. I can't do that. So I'm going to do the best with what I have. I might have an injury. It's not a comparison thing. And then people, but again, it's hard not to do that because we think we're not enough, right? I'm not doing enough. I used to say this to another friend of mine who kind of coached me, and I would say, we were both training for Boston. She's doing 18 miles already. I'm only up to 12. He would be like, Leah, you don't have time to do that. Your body will break down if you do that. So go ahead, knock yourself out, go do 18. So, and then I remember another season I ran, the furthest I ran, Hillary, for my fastest Boston was only 15 miles was my longest run for my Boston Marathon training in 2019. And I ran a 3:17. 15 miles. Yes, that was my longest run. So here's the message, you guys. It doesn't have to be done only one way. Okay. There are multiple ways to do things. You find what works for you. I could only run 4 times a week or 5 times a week. That's what worked for me. Otherwise I would get injured. I would get burnt out and I didn't have time. So, but the belief, like Danielle said before, the belief is so important. If you tell yourself, I'm doing the best I can do with what I've got, with my life, with my body, and I'm proud of what I'm able to do. That I always said that to myself. Don't stop until you're proud. Don't stop until you're proud of what you put out there. It's you versus you. Whatever people are doing, if they got a better time, I would applaud that. Like, that's awesome. It's not, we're in this for ourselves, not to beat anybody else.
You know, I had prepared all these questions, Leah, but
I know, but it's
I'm
hard.
gonna open it. I think I'm just
Last
gonna
result,
open it.
look, like,
Yeah, I know. I think I'm just going to open it up to everybody. You know, Rich, Stephen, Tito, Nicole. Does anybody have any questions, or like, what are some of the obstacles that you face?
Actually, I think one of the things, since we're all, older here, one of the
sure.
obstacles we all have to face is
Sorry.
just getting older, and you're not 30 or 20 anymore. You can't compare yourself to that. And it's tough even comparing yourself to what you were, a few years ago, because you will lose 1 to 2% of your speed each year. So, so
no,
how do you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just
No,
going to
you
say.
had a question. I cut you off.
Yeah, no. So how do you deal with that?
That's such a good question. And I'm dealing with that right now. I'm not getting any faster. I'm doing different things, Raymond. I'm doing different things to keep myself fit in other ways. Okay. I'm doing more lifting. I'm doing more stretching. I'm doing more lower impact to keep myself from getting injured and wearing myself down. Okay. I don't know how it's going to translate on race day. I'm not really sure, but I'm listening to my body, which is telling me, you need to do a little more strength training at this age, taking care of other things. And then just owning the fact that I'm not running against 45-year-old Leah. I'm running against 51-year-old Leah. That's my life was different then. Your life was different 10 years ago. We're not the same person. We don't have the same body. I'm also grateful that we get to do any of this, that we are so ahead of the rest of the world in terms of fitness and focus on health. I feel great. I may not be as fast. I may not look as young and spry, but I feel pretty good. Like, I have to say, I feel amazing. And I think that's what I appreciate more than maybe 10 years ago when I was like, I have to be faster and I have to do this or that. I don't know, maybe as I'm getting older, I'm caring a lot less about my outcomes than I do about what I'm able to do. And maybe that's, the wisdom of age. I'm just happy I'm out there. I'm just like, wow, I'm being a good example to my kids. I'm a good example to friends and family. That's more important to me than any number anymore. And so that I've changed my perspective a lot. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, no, that's good. My kids like to tell me I'm the most fit grandpa they know. So
That's pretty amazing. Like,
yeah.
that, you know, I think that's a motivator for me, Raymond. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be the fittest grandma. I don't have grandchildren yet,
Mhm.
but I want to be the badass grandma out there. Like, that's, you know, I tell my kids I'm going to live to 100. I'm going to be running races when I'm 90. That's the plan. So I'm in it for the long haul. There's no short, I'm playing the long game here. And with that in mind, it changes my day to day. I'm like, I'm just keep myself moving, keep myself strong, educate myself on what I can do, eating better, all of the things. That
Yeah, Hillary,
this is a journey.
yeah, Hillary,
It's not
there you
about
go.
what
You have a new bumper sticker, badass grandma. You know,
badass grandma.
I still have a few months before the little guy is born.
okay,
Well, you
well,
got it. You put your order in now, Hillary. You got to get it now. It'll come by then.
Tito, you have your hand up?
Yeah, hey, how are you doing? How's everybody?
Hi, Tito.
So, she said some really important things that I definitely can relate to, especially with the swim, as far as like the anxiety, of it. And she had the perfect answer, which is to try to talk to yourself, calm yourself, breathe, which is most important. So, like I shared this with you guys before. My first experience with triathlon, I jumped in the Hudson. And no matter how much I swam, you know, in the pool, I didn't do much. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do much open water swimming. I kind of actually lied on the application, but but it was totally different. And I'm feeling everybody passing me, and I'm trying to keep up. But between, you know, the hyperventilating and the wetsuit squeezing you, and all of these things, right? All I can do is, you know, talk myself, see my kid's faces. So I just said, you know what? Let me swim on my back, because I know if I swim on my back, I can be calm, and at least I can like get myself together. The only thing that sucked about that was it was all my legs. So then I had to get up and then use my bike, and then, you know, so it was all legs. But I got through it. So I got through it. That was very interesting what you said, and as well with the whole like breathing. If you could just breathe deep, stay calm, you know, you'll get through it. As far as the run, what I always do is if I'm feeling winded, you know, or I'm feeling tired, I just pick a spot and I say, okay, let me just get to that spot. And when I get to that spot, I pick another spot. Let me get to that spot, you know. And lastly, which was so profound that you said, is like, yes, don't pay attention to somebody else. Don't let that get in your head, because it's going to disrupt what you are doing. It's going to mess up what you're doing. It's going to take you out of your game. You know, even in a regular training run, you know, if I know today is my slow day or my walk run day, you know, I don't care if it's a 90-year-old grandmother passing me. I got to try to stay in my lane. Right. And that's
too. Yeah.
It is. But you know what you're building? You're building that mental fortitude that's required to keep us going. Right. Right. And lastly, again, what you said as far as we get older and we train, right? It's not so much about how much weight you are lifting now. Now it's more about functional strength. It's more about range of motion, to try to keep that range of motion, that stability, you know, because those are the few things, the first things that's usually going to go. We're not going to be as stable as we were as we're getting older, and we're still trying to do these events to be badass grandmas or badass grandpas. You know, we have to keep trying to keep persevering and keep training and keep the eye on the prize. And that's it. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you. You look awesome, and congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you, Tito. That was great. That was a great recap. I love what you said. Yeah, the goals are different now. As an older athlete, the intentions are different, right? The focus is a little bit different. It's on staying agile. It's on staying mobile, on the, you know, that, again, range of motion, soreness, all the things. It takes us longer to recover than it did years ago. That's the reality. So how can we double down on some of the other things and not, you know, now we don't throw more miles at our training. We're doing other things to support the training we're doing and make it quality training. It's not quantity. It's not junk miles just to run. It's okay, instead of running 3 miles today, I think I'm going to stretch, or I'm going to do some yoga. So I just think, again, that the focus changes as we age, as we get older as athletes. But I used to do this too. Another trick, like let's say you have a run on a Wednesday and you just don't, it's a speed run or a speed workout, and you're like, I don't have the energy for this. I'm not going to be able to do it. I used to trick myself, and I would say, you know what? Just do half of it, or just do it really slow. Don't worry about hitting the numbers that, Danielle would give me. And 100% of the time I do it and I execute the workout. Do I do it? Do I, is it mind blowing? No, but I do it. Once I start, the movement comes before the motivation. Remember that. Don't wait to be motivated. Just movement leads to motivation. Once you get going, you're like, you know what? I'm going to do that workout. I may not kill it, and my 800s might not be what they're supposed to be, or I might not hit the numbers or the range that I'm supposed to hit. I don't care. I want to do the workout to the best of my ability today, on this day, because every day is different. We feel different on different days. So it's like, you have months to train. Look at one training day at a time. That was a big piece of advice I give a lot of triathletes. Don't look at what you're going to be doing in 3 months. Look at today. Think about the week ahead. Okay, today I have this. Tomorrow I have a ride on my bike. I'm swimming on Friday. Saturday's a long bike. Sunday's a long run. Okay, get through that. That's all you need to think about, is how to arrange your week so you can get those workouts done. And then we start over, because we get so overwhelmed about what we're doing 2 months from now. That can sabotage you in the present moment. So like I said before, the most important workout is today's workout. That's it. Yeah,
I think
go ahead.
that a lot of people struggle. I mean, I'm not so much on this call, but there are a lot of people that I know who struggle getting out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the workout's there, but they just can't get themselves out the door. So for those people, what would you say to them?
What I just said before, my trick that I do all the time. Just say, you know what? I'm gonna do a short bike ride.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut the miles in half. I'm gonna go on Zwift for, if it's an hour, I'm just gonna do 30 minutes. I don't have the energy today. I'm tired. My run, I'm just gonna do a short run. Every time, invariably, you will finish the workout. You just will. And if you don't, that's okay. Like I say to sometimes, I always used to say I would save my, because we're always going to have to skip a workout here and there for some reason, whether an emergency comes up, or you're just sick, or your kid, or your whatever, work, something. So I would never skip a workout that I could do because I knew there were days I wasn't going to be able to. So it's like, what is the saying? Make hay when the sun shines. Do you ever hear that? I'm really dating myself. God. It's like, that's kind of how I look at it. Like, do it when you can, so that when you can't, it's okay. So cut it in half. Do 20 minutes. Do a 15-minute run. Walk. It's all about consistency, and it's all about the habit. This is just part of my day. If you can't do the full swim, just get in the water. And once I took the pressure off of what I had to do, I was like, oh, I can just do a 20-minute run. Like, that's nothing. And then next thing you know, I'm doing the entire run. So trick yourself, Hillary. That's my best advice for that. When you just don't want to get the hardest part is getting the shoes on and walking out the front door. That's the hardest part. So once you do that, say, I did the hardest part. I've accomplished what I need to accomplish today. And pat yourself on the back, and whatever it is, it's your best in that moment. That's all it is. And it's one workout out of many.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Not going to make or break you. It's not going to make or break you. Yeah.
So anybody else have any questions or thoughts or comments? So Leah, you're also a life coach. Talk a little bit about that and how you incorporate some of these lessons that you've learned in triathlon training into coaching individuals and on personal development.
Everything is all interrelated, right? So what we do in triathlon, the best triathletes are consistent triathletes. Those are the best ones. That's hands down, not the ones with the most talent. The ones who are consistent will do well no matter what. So I bring that into life, like what your goal is. If your goal is to write a book, then you have to be disciplined to write every single day. You have to show up for yourself in whatever it is you're doing. It's all about consistency. It's about belief, and it's about having the right support, right? So if you're having trouble being consistent, you need to find an accountability partner. You need to find a coach that's going to inspire you and motivate you. You need to join a group like such as this one that's going to keep you engaged and challenge you, because everyone's doing it. I want to do it too. So my work with adults, and I work with students as well, is all about when you're not feeling it, what's going to get you to that, to complete it, just like what you said, Hillary. And it's, again, that doing something is better than doing nothing. The consistency piece is the most important piece, right? That's the key to any kind of progress. So my work with what you want, what do you need from someone like me? What they like about working with me is I pour into them. I'm so energetic and excited and passionate about what I do that they feel that energy. They're like, your energy drives me, but it's only 1 hour a week. So I can't be with you all the time. So what are you going to do when I'm not around to remind yourself of this conversation? Surrounding yourself with the right people. It's so much about our environment, Hillary, who we spend time with, what we watch on television, what we're scrolling on social media. Make sure everything that's feeding into you is the messaging you want to hear, because all of that impacts your mindset. And if there are pockets of negativity in your life, you need to remove them. That's a difficult thing for a lot of people. Sometimes it's their spouse. Sometimes it's a parent. Like, it's hard to just say, how can I not be with my partner? But learning how to deal with the surroundings, I make them aware of all of the environment that they're in, how it contributes to them, how they can manage those people and those things in a better way. To again, the consumption, what we consume is so important. That's a roundabout answer. I'm not sure if I really answered your question.
Great. No, it was great. Thank you. This has been fantastic.
Good. I'm glad you.
I'm so happy that you were able to jump on and spend this time with us. Anybody else before we close this? All right, then I'm going to say thank you again, Leah. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for being on the call, and have a great day and enjoy the training.
I just want to say one more thing. Guys, if you have any questions you want to send me, please feel free, email me. My email is headcoachleah@gmail.com. If you just, something maybe you didn't want to jump on, or you're in a place where you can't talk and you didn't want to come on, I'm always, I'm happy to help if in any way, if I have an answer or something different that, you might not have heard before, that might sometimes it's just hearing that one thing that changes and triggers you to be like, wow, I never thought of it that way. And sometimes that can be the difference. But just lastly, to remind you all, what we're doing is, no matter what the outcome is, you're making yourself better. You're doing something that's outside. It's incredible. You're swimming in open water. We take it for granted because we're surrounded by people who do this. But when I'm at work and I'm in different places, they're like, you do what? Like, it blows their mind what we choose to do on a Saturday afternoon. Or I see Monica on her bike right now. Like, that's amazing. So just to celebrate for a second what you are doing, and not always think about what we're not doing, but what we have already done. And it's the only thing about triathletes and athletes in general is that we're always trying to get better, which is a good quality that we want more because we want to improve. But sometimes we have to step back and say, wow, we're really doing a pretty darn good job. So just to celebrate all of you guys on the call for wanting to be here and learning, and again, getting better. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Hillary, for inviting me. I'm so sorry I was late. I still feel terrible about it. But email me anytime. I'd love to help and answer any questions.
And also follow Leah on social. She's got a great social page and she always has lots of inspiration. So
Thanks, Hillary. Yeah, I'm
definitely
at
follow.
Leah Jansen on Instagram if you want to follow me. But everybody have a fabulous day and a wonderful weekend. And the weather's going to get warm soon. We can get back out there. I can't wait. It's too cold for me to ride my bike out there. But soon, Hillary, right? Soon. We'll be on the
Very
path.
soon.
Be on the path soon.
Very soon. See you on the path. All right. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Enjoy.